Well, hello everyone. Top of the morning to you. It is Exoman, and let's talk a little bit about ritual. Do you have your rituals in your family, your traditions? Well, we have our own little rituals, and one of them is breakfast. I cook pretty much all of the meals here on the farm, and one of those meals is breakfast. Now, for breakfast, we typically we'll have either we mix it up. We're healthy, and we I think variety is a big part of health. Some healthy food variety. Some mornings we'll have shakes, which I'll have uh, pre-frozen. Some bananas, I'll peel bananas and put them in the freezer, and different fruits that I have frozen, and some different healthy powders. Powdered nutrients and things. So we'll have that, and then some mornings we'll have a protein breakfast, bacon and eggs, or bacon. We'll have a fruit and protein, or carbohydrate and protein. Just we mix it up. But this morning I want to show you how I go about making soft-boiled eggs. There's a little bit of an art to it, or a chemistry, or whatever. It takes a little bit more, obviously, than fried eggs, which I do a lot. But there's something special about soft-boiled eggs, and some of you know what I'm talking about. It's flavor enhanced. I don't think you could take fried eggs and put them in a bowl with a little bit of butter or coconut oil and have the same character as you do with soft-boiled eggs. Maybe somebody can help me understand why that is, but to me it's just a different, warmer, and like more nurturing experience to have soft-boiled eggs. So let me show you what I do. I'll show you how I warm up the bowls, and I think this morning I'll use coconut butter, and it's a little bit healthier than just butter. I try to stay away from too much dairy. So let me go ahead and show you. I want to go say good morning to Farm Girl. That's part of my ritual. I chat with her while she's getting ready in the mornings a lot, and sometimes I talk through her hair dryer or whatever she's doing. I talk her ear off, okay, because I have caffeine in the morning, and I get a lot of ideas in the morning. But let's go say good morning to Farm Girl, and I'll show you how I do my soft-boiled eggs. Good morning, Missy.
Good morning. Thank you.
Hey, I like the red in your hair.
Yeah?
Kind of cute.
Pretty bright. 2 days ago. This is my first time watching it. I saw a lot of red go down the drain. I was quite sad.
So did they bleach that?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to make you some soft-boiled eggs right about now.
Yummy.
Let me show you. I've got this pot of water. This is how I make soft-boiled eggs for Farm Girl. So this water here will be just enough to cover my eggs. I don't like to use a whole lot of water because it takes longer to boil, and it's less control. Now, the water in the back, right here, is to heat up some bowls. Because when I make soft-boiled eggs, I put them in these thick bowls, and the bowls are cold, right? So I'll set those bowls there, and then put a little butter or coconut oil. And today I'm going to use coconut oil. I'll put that in these bowls. Well, if I can get that off of that spoon. I'm going to heat up my spoon so that doesn't happen. That way it'll cut and release that coconut oil. So I put about a half teaspoon, maybe a little more. That gives let's put a little bit more than that. That gives the eggs some richness. You can use, like I say, butter or coconut oil. All right, so I'm going to turn that off because that coconut oil is already melting, and that'll be fine. That'll be plenty of heat once my eggs are ready. So now I'll let the water start to boil, and I will lower these eggs in here like so. Oh, here's another thing. I like to take these eggs and put them in a good sized bowl. These are fresh farm eggs. That's why, yes, ladies and gentlemen, you actually see chicken poop on some of these, because chickens are very nasty, foul creatures. And they will actually deliver a little poop with an egg sometimes when they're squeezing. And you can wash your eggs off. I don't wash my eggs, my farm eggs, because they have what's called a cuticle around the outside of the shell. It's just kind of a layer, an organic layer that protects the egg from aging. And you wash that off, then you have to refrigerate your eggs, and I don't refrigerate mine. So there we go. There's 6 eggs. I'm going to do 3 for my wife and 3 for myself, because we're not having any meat or any other protein. I'll take these and I'll put them in some warm water. And that's already washing off some of that poop. Alright, so my chicken eggs are in a warm bath of water, and what is this going to do? This is going to bring the temperature of the internal temperature of the egg up a little bit so it's warm, so that when it hits that boiling water, the egg won't split open. A lot of times you see when you're trying to soft boil or hard boil eggs, you put cold eggs in warm water, what happens? They crack open and they spew the albumin into the water. This way that almost never happens. So that's a good idea to warm up your eggs in the bath of warm water. Okay, so now I've got my water. It's boiling. It's actually rapidly boiling. So what I'll do is I'll take my eggs. Actually, let me set my timer. I do with this. Now I don't have an exact formula for you, because if you had 1 egg, it's going to take less time, because I'm introducing a larger mass with 6 eggs into this small amount of water. That's going to be more time than 1 or 2 eggs. I do this for about 6 minutes, so I'm going to set my kitchen timer to about 6 minutes here. All right, and as soon as I get those eggs in that boiling water, I'm going to press start. Try to get them all in around the same time. Okay, I just like to use that because it gets them in with ease. Now, I'll start my timer. Did I start that? Yeah, let's start it. So that's going to be a little more than 6 minutes. Now when it gets close to 6 minutes, I'll pull one out and open it up, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so I'm getting down to where I'm near the 6 minute mark, and of course my bowls are nice and warm. They're not going to cool off the eggs. I don't like cold breakfast, frankly. So these are nice and warm from just sitting in that bath. Coconut oil is melted. I'm going to take out one of the eggs now and test it before we get to the 6 minute mark. I'm actually going to turn this off. And this is how I do this. Let me go ahead. Yeah, we're a minute out. So that I open that with a knife. I try to split it. That's hot. Okay. And then you spoon out the material. Now you can cool these off. That's perfect. You can actually rinse these in cold water if you haven't killed all the blood vessels in your hand. Let me show you how to do it. That's ready. So what I'm going to do now is just cool these off. I can see that egg is cooked and ready. So I'm going to put some cold water on here. That was my test egg. You don't want to overdo it. I'm just going to rinse them off and dump the water out, so that I have arrested the cooking process. Now you can do this. Let me do it another way so you see other ways to do it. There's one egg. Here's another one. Hopefully that one will come out more easily. Look at that, I can almost peel that one. Well, I did. Okay, that's 2. I gotta count these so that I don't end up with... Let's do it another way. Crack it on the side. See what happens. Look at that. Now I can peel this part of it. And that's 3 for her. And then scrape out the rest of this material. So the whole point of this, to me, is soft-boiled eggs with a little butter and salt and pepper. For some reason, it's more flavor than, it seems to be more flavor than fried eggs. Look at that. Perfect. Now here's my bowl over here. That's going down into that. See, that worked out perfectly. You take that spoon and you stick it in. And this is how it's supposed to work. And scoop it right out. And that's how I'm supposed to do it. Okay. Let's try the knife again. You have that one down in there. Now I can crack it right in half. Hold it like that. Can you see what's going on? Pardon my buzzer. I'm sorry, this seems rather frantic, but I don't do this all the time. And it's, you know, time is of the essence when you're getting these eggs out of here. You want everything nice and hot. Look, this one wants to peel, so I'm going to go ahead and peel it. A lot of times these farm eggs, they don't peel as well as store-bought eggs. There's something about the aging, like when eggs are left for a week or so, they peel better. But this is peeling just fine. Hey, and I'm not going to fight it if I don't have to. Look at that. All right. Now, can you see down in there? You take a spoon or a fork and you chop those up. I like to have a nice uniformity to them before I deliver them to Farm Girl, so that you've got the yolk and the albumin all kind of mixed up into a nice presentation. And then I add some salt and pepper. And my friends, I'm telling you, that is delicious. All right.
Hi.
Ready.
Ready. Yum.
I didn't chop yours up
Thank
as much
you.
as I did.
Delicious.
Tell me how it tastes.
It's delicious, I know.
You know, you have this a lot. Good stuff, huh?
Really good. Nice and warm.
And puppy was some. And that's how we do it.